Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Black Sunflower Business Collective and our amazing webinars that are hosted by our partners. If you don't know who we are or what we do, we are a collective community of amazing individuals that are here to help inspire you and get you closer to your dreams. And today, we have a very, very special partner with us. Today, Ms. Mandy Johnson. She is talking about your vision, your purpose, and just sticking it through when the times are hard. So you guys come on into the room. Make sure you introduce yourself. What's up, Sherry? How's it going? I'm very excited for this one because it's something that we all need. And when you go to how should I say this? Most places who are teaching business, we can teach the fundamentals of business. That's the easy-ish part. But what actually really gets difficult is when those times get hard. Like, who do you talk to? Where do you go? Like, how do you keep moving when the times get rough? And so today I'm going to bring Mandy Johnson to the stage. Hello, how's it
Hello,
going?
everyone. Hey, hi, Jazz. Thank you for having me.
You are so
Hello, everyone.
welcome. Thank you for being here. I want you to just go ahead and take a moment to introduce yourself, who you are, where you're
Yes.
from, and why this is your passion. And then I'm going to let you take the stage.
Awesome. Okay, well, happy Saturday to everyone. So I am Mandy Johnson, as Jazz mentioned. I'm the CEO of Cache Sarabi, which is a fragrance brand. But I'm also passionate about connecting with those of us that are called to do business and really setting ourselves up to success. And how do you become successful? You may have all the tools, as Jazz mentioned. The collective is a robust platform where you have all the tools you need to really become successful in business. But what if on the inside of it you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe that you have the the resilience to stay motivated and to continue to move this walk this journey and discover your purpose? What if that happens, which most of us, if not all, have at least once in life experienced that? And so I have the passion to really to help build, enhance, and model integrity in the lives of my peers. And integrity really is finish what you start, but do it with your whole heart. And so today we're going to go over some pain points that we all face in life, how to overcome them, and I have some tools to give you to help you really get to the next level. So sit back, relax. I would encourage you to have a pen and paper handy, because we're going to do this together, right? I'm giving you the tips. I have not arrived yet, but we can walk this journey together so we can all win. And so, if you have not yet joined the Black Sunflower Collective, I do encourage you to do so. If you're not following our YouTube channel, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. So, not only my, but all other sessions you'll be able to not only go back to, but we have many more that are lined up to come. You'll be able to continue to stay empowered, stay encouraged, again, so we can all win. So, with that said, let's go ahead and start. I do want to make sure also that we all stay engaged. So, when I ask you to give feedback in the chat, please do so, because we want to make sure that everything that is on your heart that you feel you need to move to the next level, we can help you with. If not today, definitely with all of the sessions that we have coming up. So with that said, I mentioned the first word, resilience, right? And so resilience is ability to adapt and recover from challenges, setbacks, everything that we face in life, good or bad. We have to make sure that we can push through. And how do we do that? Some of us rely on friends to kind of give us that boost. Others, we have our moments where, like, okay, let me go and listen to this motivational speaker. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to encourage yourself. But you can't really pour from an empty cup, right? And so, how do you constantly stay filled to be able to pull and stay refreshed? And so, a couple of things that I would like to give you is this. First and foremost, if you can hear me well and you're following along with what I'm saying, please put a thumbs up. If you can, if what I'm saying thus far resonates with you, let me know by just giving a heart or any emoji that you feel expresses how you feel, so we can make sure that we are all on one accord. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, as of right now, as I was mentioning, we're going to start with resilience. So, first, we have to be, I'm talking about strategic resilience. Strategic, what do I mean by that? Well, strategic and intentional to me are words that I live by, because you have to be one, strategic in the things that we do, regardless of what it is you're doing, but specifically to what we're discussing today. Be strategic. What do I want to do? Why do I want to do it? And then be intentional to actually go ahead and do it, right? But first, you have to make up in your mind that it is you want to do it. So, being strategic. So, very important that you write down your goals. So, piece of paper that I encouraged you to get earlier, write down 3 goals, regardless of how big or small they are. Just write them down. Things that you know you want to accomplish. We're not limiting ourselves by where we are today when it comes to capacity, um, our financial status, even our relational status, with our friends. If you have a large group of friends or not, it's not about that. It's about you. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one that will drive you to get to the next level. You have to want it and you have to be focused. Now, a lot of the times, because we are strategic and intentional, there are still areas in our lives that drive us, right? We have family, we have jobs, we have hobbies, and those things, we have days that are more up and down. So then our emotions come into play. So having emotional resilience. Why do I not want to do this today? Did I step out on the wrong side of the bed? Those expressions. Did somebody just cut me off in traffic? The kids didn't pick up, so now my whole day is ruined because that's something that's really important to me. No, it's managing our emotions. And this is a journey, of course. None of us can do it all at once, but being resilient in that area. Again, that's why we're starting with strategic resilience and being intentional. And because you are that, you'll be able to then, little by little, manage your emotional resilience. Are you following? Is there anything or any questions at this point? And say, you know what, Mandy, I hear you, but what does that look like? Or where do I start? If you have a question, let me know and I'll gladly answer. While you're typing up your questions, I'll go to the next one. Actually, before I go to the next one, I want to highlight a little bit on the emotional resilience as well. A lot of the times, it's our emotions that cause us to have a setback, right? Because we are on our way, we have the strategic plan, and we have the intention of doing what it is we're looking to do. But then something comes in. It's kind of like a bump in the road, right? And so why is that causing us to set back or a setback when you're already focused on what it is we want? What does that look like? Let me tell you. Okay, of course, there are many ways to cross the room, right? And so me giving you an example is not necessarily the way to get it done, but however, it's a good example for you to say, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. I can try that method. Okay, so what does it look like? First of all, starting with what I led with is write down your goals, big or small, whether they seem attainable to you or not. So you have to take the first step and write them down. It can't just be up here. You have to see it in front of you. That's number one. Number two, put a timeline. I'm sure you guys have all heard about SMART goals, right? So it's pretty much the same concept, but not so strict because the emotional part comes into place. So we need to be able to be fluid, but we have to stay focused. So then you write a timeline. Okay, in X amount of months, X amount of days, X amount of hours, depending on the goal, I want to accomplish XYZ. Okay, so now you have it written down, you have a timeline. And because you have it written down, you have a timeline, you make sure that you stick to it. Meaning that whatever comes up and interjects, you have to make sure, that it becomes your priority. A lot of us, and I know it's not just women on the call, or will be listening to this, but a lot of us, we have outside influences, right? Our daily duties, again, outside of working and having a job. There are other responsibilities, the things that we can't get around. You have to go in the morning to work. You have to take care of your children. You have a spouse. You have to spend quality time. You have your business. You want to make sure that you focus on your business. But at the end of the day, if you yourself, you are the motor behind everything that I just mentioned. If you're not functioning at your optimal level, none of that is going to matter. Whatever happened yesterday should only make you stronger to move forward today. Don't dwell in the past. If you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you're never going to be able to successfully move forward. So putting aside excuses, and we all have them. We can use them as reasons why we're not doing things, but at the end of the day, they're excuses. It's really sticking to what you say you're going to do, right? You have trouble putting everyone else before your goals. Yes, no. We're not saving lives here. No one is saving lives. We are responsible for our own. Yes, the people that we're assigned to, specifically our family, and then, of course, your clients as business goes on. But right now, this call today, this meeting today is about you. It's not about your business. It's not about your spouse. It's not about your children. It's not about your job. It's about you. Because none of those would really fully function, even if they fully depend on you, if you are not whole within yourself. Oh, so then dealing with your emotions. So once you learn how to manage your emotions and become resilient in that area, then, of course, we can go to the next point, which is core values. Our core values, we're raised with them, and over time we have created our own. Right? We've created our own to be able to kind of stay on track. And having your core values, which is staying true to your beliefs and your purpose, which means if something comes along the way that is not in line with the goals that you have written down, which is step one, what I mentioned to you. If something comes up, it may look good, it may smell good, it may be shiny, it may be everything that you think you should have. But when you look at your goals and it doesn't fall in line with your goals, it becomes a distraction. And distractions quickly turn into humps, turn into mountains, and then you become overwhelmed like, man, I didn't sign up for this. You're right, you didn't, but you allowed yourself to get distracted. So it's very important that we always stay true to our values, our goals, and manage our emotions. Am I making sense? Dominic, you know what? We're all in areas, we all have those seasons in our lives, but because we are individuals, we are people that evolve, right? We evolve. We were in one season in our lives, and now we're going on to the next. We're all in this collective right now because you're looking to accomplish something, whether you are at the beginning of your business, whether you are halfway, whether you are rebranding, someone like myself, I'm right now in the rebranding stage, or you're like, you know what? I don't want to do business. I just want to live a happy life, but I don't know where to start, or I'm in a situation right now and I don't know how to get out of it. Well, starting with the 3 points that I just mentioned is a very good start. You have to see it in front of you. If you don't, you will easily get distracted. You will easily get discouraged. And then you just give up. Our minds were not designed to worry. God did not create us to worry, right? And so we've all been created with a mind. We have an intelligence, a level of intelligence that got us to where we are right now. But in order to get to the next level, we need to get more knowledge and wisdom. And the way you could do that is like someone like myself. I'll give a really short example of myself. I'm intentional with whatever I do in life, whether it's business, personal, relational, related, I'm always looking for someone who already has achieved where I'm trying to be. And I'm not following them, lock footstep, like every they turn left, I turn left, they turn right, I turn right. No, but I'm looking to see, okay, how come, how did they get there, and what has kept them to be able to continue to be successful? And so I would encourage you to have a mentor. Find a mentor, someone who can hold you accountable, who can help you stay on track, but most importantly, to help you get to that next level. Yes, it can be challenging, but if you have those goals in front of you, you will you may get distracted again, you may have to get over a speed bump, but that's all it is. As long as it's limited to a speed bump and you don't let it pile up until it becomes a mountain and now it's too overwhelming for you and you just throw in the towel and say that's it. So the next point I'm looking to bring to you is, now that we've addressed those three, everybody wants to grow, right? Everyone wants to get to the next level. You can have a desire to be something, but do you have the zeal to push through whatever it takes to get to the next level? That means you have to change your mindset. A growth mindset is important to have in order for you to get to the next level. But again, going back to the beginning where I started, you have to be intentional. If you're able to resolve all of your issues on your own, why do we need one another, right? No man is an island to himself. So in every area of our lives, we need a mentor, a friend, someone who can help us push forward and say, okay, girl, you got this. Let's go. Let's go. Let me hold your hand. Let's pull. But at the end of the day, when you stand in front of a door, it's up to you to walk through it. We're all looking for people to help us to get to the next level, and we need that. But at some point, you're the one that has that zeal, that desire to really break through to get to the next level. And so we can all have our friends and our mentors, as I mentioned, very important to help us get there. But once you get there, you have to be able to walk through that door. So let's be sure to continue to stay focused and then change our mindset to a growth mindset. And when you grow, it's not like you go to bed tonight and tomorrow you're an adult, right? It happens gradually. Now, that isn't a natural. That is just part of our DNA. You're born as a baby and you grow up and you grow and you become wiser. And of course, gray hairs, everything that comes with growing, and the stages and the phases that go along with it. But when it comes to personal growth, you have to want it and you have to be intentional. And so it starts up here. It's a growth mindset. That means you have to do certain things consistently so it becomes a routine and then becomes part of your character. And then it's no longer a challenge. It becomes just natural. Like my good friend Nicole is on. The girl is a beast. She works out continuously. She's resilient in that area for sure. And she's an encouragement to myself and many others that she mentors and coaches, right? And so, and I know, Josh, you've been a trainer as well, and maybe others on the call, that you have been a motivator to those around you. And you know what it takes. Give them a call. Hey, girl, did you do this today? Hey, did you, right? Whatever it was that it entrusted into you. So we know how to be an accountability partner to others, but can we be an accountability partner to ourselves? Can we hold ourselves accountable? Because at the end of the day, when your friend is not available, your mentor is booked and can't see you until next month, and the person that you've been following on social media as a motivator, they stop posting, what do you have left? You and your journal and your goals that you have set in front of you. Another thing you can do too, which I've done in the past, and I'll show you here what I have. A vision board, right? In most cases, if not all, it's very important to see it in front of you. So yes, your journal and what's in it, you don't really see until you open it. This Vision board I have at my desk. And every time I sit here, I get to look at it. And I get to mark off the goals that I've already accomplished. But if nothing else, it's a reminder of why I'm sitting behind this desk. It's a reminder of why I woke up today when it comes to achieving my goals. And on some of them, it's not like, okay, be a, global brand or, all those, it's not necessarily related to anything tangible. But some of the things I have on here is um, rejuvenate, achieve, redeem the dream, purpose, connect, claim it, own it, live it, right? Those are things that you have to tell yourself sometimes. At this, when I read these, it's not so much about how much money is in my bank account or how many sales I made today. It's about, okay, Mandy, it's another day. Let's keep pushing. Let's do this. So I want you to do the same. Right now, I'm going to ask you to take a few moments, take your pen and paper, and write down 3 goals that you have, if you have not already done that. And then if there's a particular person that you feel has achieved that goal, write their name next to it as an inspiration. Awesome. So every time you access your phone, you can look, you see it in front of you. That's perfect. There you go, Sherry. Yes. And the thing is, a lot of people do vision boards at the beginning of the year, and that's because it's a calendar year. But whatever season you're in, that's your first, that's beginning of your that's the first of your year, so to speak. So never feel like, oh, well, already in February, March is around the corner, I'm too late. No, the time is now. So you start now and you move forward. As long as you move forward, we're not bound by time, a calendar that is set in place. No, you are on your own timeline. As long as you stick to it and keep moving forward. You're only as limited as we in most cases we create our own ceiling. Well, I only have so much time. I only have so much money in the bank account. I only have so much access to whoever I need to have access to. Go and find the people. The people that we admire, as whether it's celebrities or somebody a mentor or a business, if it's not like a person but it's an actual business. With a business in this case, there's always a person behind it. And that person is just like you and me. They woke up one morning and say, I'm going to do it, regardless of how much time has passed. The proof is they actually did it, and they did it. They're doing it consistently. So it's very important that once you put the goals in front of you, it's not just there to look at it like, oh yeah, one day when I get there, I'm going to do. No. Bite sizes is how you get done what you need to get done. Celebrating the small wins, right? It's important that at the end of each day, if you don't necessarily write it down, although I encourage you to do it, but if you don't necessarily write it down, at the end of the day, before you close your eyes and go to sleep, take inventory of what your day looked like. And even if, let's say there were 10 things that you did that day, even if there were only 2 positive or good things that day, that you're like, okay, well, yeah, I did get this done. Yeah. But you got overwhelmed because of whatever challenges came your way. Focus on those 2 things and say, you know what? My day consisted of 10 things. And yes, only 2 of them were good, but I'm grateful for those 2 things. And that's what you're going to build on for the following day. So when you wake up the next day, at least 2 things you're going to work on and cultivate, because that's going to evolve and get you closer to your purpose and your dream. Instead of focusing on the other 8 that weren't all that great. Because if you haven't noticed already, in life, we have good days and bad days. It's up to us to decide which ones we embrace and hold on to. There you go. There's a saying, my husband has a clothing line, and there's a saying that he has. It's called pray, grind, shine, repeat. You set your goals, you pray, you grind, right? We got to work. You have to work. Again, it can't just be on that board or in the journal and things are just going to just drop off the page and all of a sudden it's going to be. No. And then you shine. The shining is you celebrating the small wins along the way. So maybe it's not the glitz and glamour that the ultimate goal is, but no, little by little. Just like with working out, like I was telling you earlier, right? You see little by little, you see the definition coming in your arms and your legs, depending on your focus area. But the result is because you were one, resilient, you kept going, you were intentional, and repetition. Absolutely, Latoya. Think big and pray boldly. Because again, you will only accomplish and you only achieve based upon faith without works is dead. Absolutely. You're preaching to the choir here. I love it. Yes. We have to be intentional of what we do and how we do it. And so we talked about journaling. We talked about vision board. We talked about, of course, being resilient. We talked about being intentional. And then having mentor, someone who is dear to us, who not just is going to agree with us, but is going to tell us and hold us accountable of what it is we're doing. And then remember I was telling you earlier about these bumps and things that come along the way. And make sure I have a lot of bright light here. And things that come along the way. We have to make sure that everything that we do aligns with the purpose that we put in place. My two keywords for this year, and I'm not sure, maybe the following year as well, but intentional alignment. That's what keeps me going. One, you're intentional, and you have to be aligned with that you've set to accomplish. Once you are intentionally aligned, whatever comes your way is just gonna could just come. It's gonna come and pass. It's not gonna stay. You're not gonna allow it to stay. Because if you're allowing it to stay, again, you're creating your own barrier. So we need to let it pass. Just like, rain comes, it's needed, but then it passes. Seasons come and then they pass. And so we have to recognize where we are, but don't stay in it. You adjust to the season that you're in, and then you move on. Any questions? And take this time to continue to write down in your journal not only the goals, but actually, as a matter of fact, right now, write down what some of the obstacles were or have been that have kept you from moving forward. Just write them down. And then later on, I want you to go back to them and ask yourself, why did I allow this to be an obstacle? Was it self-inflicted? And self-inflicted does not so much sound like, it's not so much the way it sounds like, okay, I'm taking someone and something and I'm inflicting it to myself. No, it's you allowing it to affect you. Right? If I'm coming to you and I'm calling you everything but kind, any negative word under the sun, are you going to let it impact you? Or is it just going to roll off your back because you know who you are? We have to stop to allow circumstances, people, and situations to define what we're going to become or where we are in life. Because obstacles are going to be there all the time. First of all, obstacles show up to show you, where am I? Where am I? If it's no longer affecting you and they're like hurdles, when they run and they jump over the hurdles, After a while, you're just like, phew, you just jump right over them one by one by one. But in the beginning, it was literally a hurdle, like the word says, but it was a challenge for you. But the more you stay focused and you're looking at what's beyond the hurdles, you will go over them a lot faster versus looking at them hurdle at a time. And learn from your challenges as well. Don't ignore them, but learn from them because that's how you become a mentor to someone else, right? Another thing I like to encourage you to do as well. When I started this session, I mentioned to you that my purpose and my goal for me having these sessions is because I believe my purpose and mission statement is to build, enhance, and model integrity of the lives of my peers, which is all of you. Now, that is something that I took. I took some self-assessment courses, which I encourage you to do the same. Self-development, but that was determined, and I have that as my compass to help me guide. And of course, if I'm gonna if I'm going to build, enhance, and model integrity in the life of you all, my peers, I have to do it myself. Now, when this was first revealed to me, I was like, oh, integrity, I can do that. As far as I was concerned, integrity was say what you mean and mean what you say, and and be true. Be a person of your word. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. I'm like, well, I can do that. And then one of my mentors, a really close friend of mine, he kind of broke it down and said, no, actually, it's really finish what you start. And I'm one. I can start many things. And then my husband said I get scrolled away really fast. Oh, let me do this over here real quick. And let me do this over here really quick. Right. And so integrity is finished what you start. And so what I'm telling you now, I'm practicing daily myself. I haven't arrived by all means, but I have learned that when I now have you all to hold me accountable, and I can hold you accountable, right? As we're walking this journey together, we will all elevate. We will all go up to the next level. Because it's easy to throw in the towel. It's easy to do that. And so I've said a lot. I don't want to be too overwhelming because again, this is not a race or a sprint. It's a marathon. We grow and evolve daily. Of course, we're intentional about it, but we have to be resilient. And so I'm going to ask you to write down the following: strength plus vision plus purpose equals a fulfilled life. There are examples I've given just a few moments ago. I'm sure you have your own stories. And also write down, earlier I'd asked you to write down some of the challenges you've had. Write down how did you overcome them? And find out if this is a challenge that constantly comes up and repeats itself. And if it does, find out why. Why is it still a hurdle? And why haven't you overcome it yet? Because in order for you to get to the next level, some things you just need to fall off, right? And the only way you become stronger, and Nicole can attest to this, Jazz and others that are really big into working out and very knowledgeable in this area, is that resistance makes you stronger. You build your muscles by having heavier weights. If you keep on lifting, if you start off with 5 pounds today and you're still doing 5 pounds a month from now, there's a problem with that. It means you're getting too comfortable. All right, well, you can do this in your sleep. How's that a challenge? How's that building your muscle? It isn't. So don't see challenges as it being a negative thing. It helps you become stronger and build you as a person. But don't let it become an anchor. It's a weight that is picked up for whatever season you're in. It's building you to become stronger. Then you put it down. And then you go like, oh yeah, showing off your arm or whatever area it was you were working on, right? Like, all right, I got this now. I'm good. Well, guess what? Now you need to go a little bit heavier, right? And so every day, as a challenge comes along, write down the question: why am I in this situation? What am I to learn from this situation? Because in life, everything in life is a learning experience. But are you learning from it to grow? Or are you learning from it to be a victim? Why am I in this situation? If you didn't have anything to do with it, meaning if it was just something that happened and you're like, wow, I didn't see this coming, it had nothing to do with, relational or whatever, then you sit and think, okay, this must be something to help me become strong, like patience. My fuse for when it comes to patience is about this short. So guess what I get to deal with every day? How to practice patience. Is it punishment? Of course not. It's there to help me become stronger. It also teaches me how to be more empathetic, because I'm running at a certain pace doesn't mean that everybody else is. Exactly, Latoya, mindset. What we were talking about earlier. Your mindset has to change. And if it's focused on being a growth mindset, you would be okay if certain areas become challenging. You guys have heard you all, I'm sure, have heard the expression growing pains. If you stay stagnant, you don't grow. You're comfortable, but you're not growing, which means you're not going anywhere. So you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want to grow. And so, one last thing I want to share with you all is this. I know you're writing down on a piece of paper, and hopefully you all have a journal, something that you constantly write down your journal. If you don't, I encourage you to do so. Just write down your challenges and your victories. Really, all of your accomplishments, big or small. I was telling you earlier, celebrate the small wins, because the small wins, these little drops of water in the bucket, at some point the bucket is going to be full. It can be like, wow. Most of us want this bucket to be full, like we speak it, boom, it needs to be there. That's not how life works. Just like the example I gave earlier, we all grow at a certain pace. When you're a baby, you want to be a toddler because you want to walk, run around. When you're toddler, you want to be, you want to be a grade school because you want to do whatever it is you want to do at that stage. I mean, we're always striving to be bigger or better than where we are at the moment, which is fine, right? But there's a purpose for us being in a season until we go to the next level. And so what I'm purposing to do is I'm working on a self-assessment journal to help myself as well as you all go through this journey called life, to determine your strength, your power, your strength, your purpose, and really why you were here, why you were created, and who are you to impact, right? So you need to have a vision. Then you find your purpose. And then the strength that you gain every day by going through different experiences and challenges is how you become the person that you were created to be. And then you can add in the business and the family and the marriage and the friends and the jobs and everything else. But those things don't make you. If all those things fall away, who are you? Ask yourself. If you don't have the husband, you don't have the kids, you don't have the job, you don't have the business, you don't have the success you have right now, if all that falls away, you don't have the money, it's just you. Would you be able just to start off from scratch, so to speak, based on what's within you? You should. We should. I should. But if we can't, we need to wonder why and then get to that mindset so we can grow. Because you know what? In life, we're all put here on earth to add value to someone else. What value are you adding to someone else? So I hope you all enjoyed this session. I was mentioning earlier, just a few moments ago, by the self assessment journal, but I feel that with your input, this can be a great, great resource for all of us. And it will be my way to add value to you. And we can walk this journey together. So I will invite you, of course, afterwards, if you're not already part of the collective, to go ahead and join. And in the collective, on the platform, we have a link there for you. Of course, I'd love to get your feedback as well on how your experience was in today's session. But most importantly, I want to see how I can help you, how I can help us get to the next level in life. And so this link will be there for you. You'll be able to click on it, give feedback on how today's session was, but most importantly, what more I can share with you so we can all grow and elevate to the next level. So I want to thank you for logging on today.
Oh, you guys are turning me into the biggest baby lately. I promise I don't cry. Oh, yeah, I do. I do cry a lot. But this was beautiful, Mandy. It was beautiful. It doesn't matter how many times you hear these messages, you can never hear them enough because depending on where, yes, you guys, show her some love. Please, please show her the love. No matter, we're always at different parts in our lives at different times. So I even encourage you guys, listen to this again next week. Listen to this in 2 weeks. Listen to this in 2 months. Continuously listen to this message because at every step of our lives we're going through something different and something will resonate.
Mm,
And the one that resonated, I think, with me the most today, which also got me emotional, was if everything else was taken away from me in this moment and it was just me sitting there in a room by myself with no one and nothing else, would I know what it takes internally? Do I know my purpose on what is my next step? What do I do next? And when you said that today, I've never thought of it that way. Right now, if you asked me this last summer, Mandy, and you know, if you asked me this last summer, I'd be like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, right?
mm,
But in this moment, I think I would be okay. And can say I would be okay, whew, because if you guys saw the post that I made in on Instagram, how I think now I'm at 32, 33, 45, 36, 37, 38. Had 38 calls now in 3.5 days. And I'm just talking to people and we're laughing and we're crying and we're supporting. And every time I hear somebody come up, I'm like, okay, I'm in the right direction. When people share what they've learned from me and how I've inspired them, and I have to remind them, you guys are inspiring me. Nicole said, that's my girl. Yes.
yes.
So, and this is, I mean, it was one of the things I realized from you in the beginning. One thing I am pretty good at like honing in on people's gifts. And when I asked you to be a part of the collective in this capacity, and I hope you don't mind if I share a little bit,
Mm,
um, when we actually sat down and I asked you, I was like, do you understand why I want you to be a part of the collective in this capacity? And you said, actually, no, not really. But then once I explained it to you, you're like, oh, that makes sense. Um, your purpose is amazing. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad you have shared everything with us. I'm thankful for you, Mandy. You have a gift. You have an amazing, beautiful gift. You have inspired so many people on this live call and everyone to watch the replay moving forward. You're going to change lives, Mandy.
mm.
And I hope you understand and realize how amazing and special you are. And I am so honored to have you.
Uh-huh.
not just in the collective, but as a part of my life. I want to talk about how when you want something, you go for it.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
She is the epitome of actually I used to I still mentor Mandy, but we start
Yes.
off as a client mentor relationship. And
Hmm.
every single person and almost every single thing that Mandy said she wanted to meet or do or accomplish doesn't it's like big name people too. She's like, I want to talk to so and so. She's like, guess who I talked to, Jasmine? I want to go to so and so. Guess where I just went, Jasmine? She makes it happen every single time. So she's not just talking to you guys, she's living exactly what she's speaking. So I rambled on. Any questions that you guys have, please put some questions if you have any questions. She's open to take questions now. If you guys are not in the collective, make sure you join the collective. I'll be posting all the videos for the past month in there. The webinars for next month will be coming soon. This is actually our last webinar of the month. We're for the last week. The partners are kind of just putting together their schedules for next month. And if you guys thought this was amazing, like this was just the beginning, just wait till you guys see what we have in store for you guys. So, any questions or anything that you would like to end off with, Mandy?
No, well, yes. So first of all, thank you all for, for logging on, for staying on, and for allowing me to encourage you. It's, I'm not getting anything from it other than walking in my purpose and making sure that you discover yours and walk in yours. And so I would love for us to stay connected. So I definitely encourage you to head over to the Black Sunflower Collective, sign up. Again, I'm just one of of a plethora of partners that are amazing individuals that can help you in every area of your life when it comes to business, but even personal growth as well. And so I'm looking forward to the next time we can get together. Definitely head over, give feedback. I would love to hear from you to see what your experience was. Of course, you express it here in the chat, which I appreciate. But like I mentioned, building the journal and having you help me with it so it becomes our I don't want to say project, um, but it become, yeah, it'll become our project that we start and finish together so we can grow together. So head over and make sure that you do that.
Looks like you have a
But thank
question.
you again. Oh, you have a question?
You have a question, yes.
Yes. Oh,
What
um,
motivates you to keep going?
wow. Okay. So first of all, my faith in Jesus Christ, for sure. I would tell you that. He's my anchor, and everything that I do depends on Him when it comes to, because the Bible says, in Him I live, I move, and I exist, and so that motivates me. And because I was created, first of all, I'm alive, right? I get to live and breathe every day. Why not be impactful and bring value to the lives of other people? Because in life, I've met and come across too many people that have kind of just thrown in the towel and say, well, I guess this is my destiny. That's just what I was meant to be. And I'm like, no, no, this is just a journey. I mean, this is just a chapter of your life, but this is not your whole life. So why don't you just change your mind today so tomorrow can look different? And I didn't realize that was something that was how do you call it? That was burning within me. I was like, I have to encourage people because there are too many people that just throw in the towel. So don't. So that's what keeps me going when it comes to my faith and my strength in the Lord. But then I had the gift of being able to bring two young men into this world, my children, with my husband together. Of course, we are one, but con- having my children and my sons knowing that, okay, my legacy, people think of money and houses and things that you need to leave for your children. No, it's being to the same value, I mean the same information that I'm giving you all, I purpose to instill in them. Because if they don't ever earn a penny in life, which of course that will not happen, but what I'm saying is they need to be whole within themselves. And that's a desire I have for you. And that's for all of us. It doesn't matter how much money we have in the bank. If we're not whole within ourselves, we're just existing, we're not living. And I want you to live. So there.
You know how to finish out a webinar. You did this before in the team webinar.
Right.
There's nothing left to be said. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Once again, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. There's nothing left to be said. You're amazing, and we'll see you guys inside the collective. Thank you so
Right.
much.
Be
Bye
great.
bye.